afternoon. Welcome to this edition of the 411 Talk Zone radio show. My name is Leon Jones. Today's topic is why is it hard for black men to start businesses? Why is it hard for black men to start businesses? I'm going to answer that question right now. From a person, myself, I started my own business, Quality Control Inspection Services Incorporated. It's an engineering firm. It's right here in Valparaiso, Indiana. Now, let's get to the brass taxes of everything. First of all, when it comes to business with black people are not very patient when it comes to businesses. What they want overnight results. But when you go back and do a SWOT analysis for your business and you find out why it's not working, here's what the problem is. Number one, how much did you invest in your business? Number two, did you have a market analysis, a market segmentation? What is your niche? What are you providing? Is what you're providing tangible or intangible? Now, what do I mean by tangible or intangible? A tangible business is something that provides goods. It's physical. An intangible business is a service like mine, such as a civil engineering business. I'm a consulting firm. Now, moving on. The reason why it's hard for a number of brothers to start a business because they're not really interested in starting a business. In fact, most of the brothers that I know who go into some form of business, it's always some pyramid scheme, multi-level marketing scheme, Amway, Herbalife, and some of those other types of businesses. But those aren't businesses that you produce something. What you are is a distributor. In other words, your main purpose is to try to recruit people into a pyramid so you can make money off of what your downline is doing. That's not a business. A functional business incorporates a business plan. You must have a logo, a website. Furthermore, what is your organizational structure going to be like? Do you want an LLC, an S Corp, a C Corp? You want an LP, which is a limited partnership, a sole proprietorship? These are the questions you should be asking. And also, you have to understand that it takes 3 to 5 years for you to break even. Now, that depends on what type of business that you are formulating. Furthermore, you need to do a SWOT analysis. Now, you've heard me mention that word before in other videos. A SWOT analysis is a metric that measures the performance of your business. That's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. All businesses need one. You also need to understand financing, forecasting, the difference between accounting and financing. A lot of us don't understand that concept because you need the accounting to utilize past transactions and you need the financing to understand future forecasting of where you want your business to go. You have to understand budgeting. If you have a restaurant, food costs must be understood. Labor costs must be understood. PPE, what is that? Plant, property, and equipment. Fixed cost and variable cost. There are a lot of concepts that you must understand when starting a business. And with us black people, we don't want to take the time to do it. We'd rather go and work in something that's already established. We talk about businesses. But in every business, you have to utilize the TM feature, time versus money. You must put something in your business, venture capital. Utilize your own money if you can't get a business. That's called, or crowdfunding. Now, what is crowdfunding? Crowdfunding is when you make donations. You can actually called GoFundMe accounts, Patreon accounts. It's when you have a group of people that are putting funds into a specific account, utilizing it as capital to help you start a business. One thing that some of us black men don't understand about business, it takes networking. It takes market research. It takes understanding that businesses are hard work. It's a dream that is reality, but you need to understand the concepts. You need to understand what an equilibrium is. That's economic principles. You have to understand present worth, future worth, capital gains. You also need to understand the difference between an LLC, an S corporation, and a C corporation. But most of all, you have to have a good business plan, a logo, a website. Now you have to have a social marketing strategy. Now, does all that guarantee that your business is going to work? No, because you have to continually update your business plan. Business plan is basically used to structure your business or to get a loan from a bank. But you utilize it as a foundation of your business, and it can be changed anytime. Every business is going to have growing pains as well. Again, as a black man, myself, I started a business, spent over $45,000 to start it. You have to understand intellectual property rights. GL, that's known as, you have to have insurance, liability insurance. What GL is liability insurance. Professional liability insurance, errors and omissions. You have to understand different types of insurance. If you don't understand insurance, like if you're dealing with a manufacturing company, you're not going to be able to operate your business because there are times that somebody's going to file a claim against you. So you're going to have that policy to cover that claim. When you are trying to get a business going, you have to have a certain mindset. And that mindset must be focused. You can't have people around you that are going to be weights around your neck, because if you do, you're not going to get anything done. And that includes cutting off some of your family members. Because in our community, you got people there that aren't going to support you because of their envy and jealousy. But going forward, a number of us as African Americans don't understand that most of all, business is hard work. You have to put in long hours to make it work. You have to be experienced in something. And in some businesses, particularly if you want a consulting firm, you have to be licensed. It's another thing. When you live in different municipalities, you have to have a permit to run your business. If you open up a restaurant, you're going to have a liquor license. You're going to have a ServSafe certification. You're going to have a permit to operate your business, especially when there's an office concern as well, because somebody must come in and inspect to make sure that your building is safe and functional for you to run that business. One of the things that gets individuals in trouble about business, they cook the books. So you must get an accountant who understands taxes if you don't understand them. Bottom line with any business, brothers, it must be something you want to do. It's got to be in you. You see, motivation comes from here. Now, I can put a video out all day, but I can't teach that to you. I can't teach determination. But what I can tell you is give you the experience on how I got a business started and how much growing pains it was. But you know how to get over the break-even point? Within that 3 to 5 years, start off slowly. Have a good name for your business. Start off with your logo. When I meant GL for insurance, I meant general liability. That's what you have to have. General liability insurance. That is a minimum of $1 million policy. You also have to have, if you want a consulting firm or travel agency, you must have another $1 million professional liability insurance. That's called errors and omissions. In case something goes wrong in the design or you make an error when you quote a price to somebody, they could sue you. That's what the errors and omissions insurance is for. You have to understand computers. And what I mean by computers, what type of software you're going to have. What type of accounting system are you going to have? You see where I'm coming from? This is why a number of us in the African American community don't want businesses, because you must be thinking all the time. Businesses do not operate the same way every day. You have to constantly have a business strategy to make it work, because there is new competition that's coming in. They're going to try to take your customers. And also understand social media. Utilize YouTube, Twitter, Pinterest. But you have to be able to sell. I saw a commercial a long time ago. This guy was brewing beer. Gentleman looked like he was a business consultant. He came in, tasted the gentleman's beer. He said, "You can sure brew it, but can you sell it?" That's the bottom line. Business takes dedication, patience. So you have to put a lot of time into it if you want it to work. You have to sit down and plan it properly. But the first thing you need to know is, what are you going to present that customers need? And what can you do? Look at your competition. Now, I've brought you all these little details because I had to do a lot of research to find out what customers need. And thank goodness I majored in a field that is marketable, civil engineering. Now, you don't have to be a civil engineer. You could be anything you want. But you have to understand that with business, there's also cost involved. If you want to set up a doctor's office, you got to get equipment. Same thing with a dentist. Yeah, again, you have to understand labor, variance, fixed cost, variable cost. What if you have a customer who doesn't pay? Well, now you have to write that debt off. You have to understand the tax code, capital gains, corporate tax. Now, some of us brothers don't understand the LLCs and the sole proprietorships, because when we start businesses, for the most part, we'll do something with some hustle. That's good. But if you want something legitimate, brothers, you got to be able to stick to it. You got to be patient. You're not going to get that $1 million overnight. It takes time. And again, time is money. Doesn't matter how much education you got. People who succeed in business constantly work on their business, whether you have it open or not. If you want an example of how it's done, you can go check out my site, Quality Control Inspection Services Incorporated. Look how good my website looks. Look at my social media. my business plan, my logo. But if you want it to work, not only do you have to understand the economic concepts, you have to understand that your business won't grow unless you put some time and effort, and you got to spend money. This is why understanding the tax code will benefit you, because you can write a lot of deductions off. And if you're working for somebody right now, you could attach a Schedule C with all of your itemized deductions. Now, you only take the itemized deduction if it is greater than the standard deduction if you have a job. And you could attach that itemized deduction, which is a Schedule C, to a 1040A. And that will lower your AGI from your current employment. And if you really want to get it started, you work for somebody, you learn the ropes, and then you break off on your own. But you must know how to do it. So to all the brothers out there who are interested in starting a business, you must be patient. You must dedicate yourself. And you must understand the concepts. And the first concept, come up with a business name. Once you come up with a business name, write a business plan. Do a market segmentation, which is market research. Find out where your niche is. And from there, get insurance. Intellectual property rights when it comes to your logo, because you want to copyright your logo. Now, what's the difference between a trademark and copyright? Well, copyright is good for 75 years. That's good for literary works. Slogans and service marks, those are trademarks. They're good for 10 years, and then you got to renew it. And you have to fill out the information. It's about $375, and you need to go see a lawyer. These are things that individuals don't take into account. And that's what makes business so hard, because of all the little details that I've given you. This is why some of us brothers give up when it comes to business. Don't give up. If it's something you want to do, don't worry about what people say. Go out and do it. Make sure you understand the details. Make a checklist of what you need. Ask other successful business owners. I don't care if they're Caucasian, Asian. They might not tell you everything, but get some information from them. Research it yourself. Put it on paper and see if that's really what you want to do as well. Because most of us, as well, we're used to working for somebody, a controlled environment. We don't want that responsibility as well. It's another reason why we have a hard time building businesses. And I tell all the brothers, if we want to be leaders, the best thing we need to do is own something. You know, you got Steve Harvey out there and some of your other comics. Yes, they make money. But who's paying them? The networks. So if they're making $20 million, you got to figure that network is probably making $220 million. I'm creating this video because if we want to be relevant, we got to own something. I mean, it's easy to go work for somebody. It's easy to profile with clothes, with money that you're getting from somebody else. But when you have your own, that means you have raised the bar to a different level. And that's this edition of the 401 Talk Zone Radio Show for Thursday, December 15th, 2016. You can tune into the 401 Talk Zone Radio Show every not every Saturday, every Wednesday. It was every Saturday. It's every Wednesday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Now, I may be switching that day to Friday. That just depends on what my subscribers feel comfortable for them. But it's the 401 Talk Zone Radio Show every Wednesday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Blog Talk Radio. Guest calling number is 215-383-5785. Now, if you like my videos, definitely subscribe to this channel because I'm bringing you educational information from a professional, mature perspective. That's why on this channel, I don't have to engage in all the social issues. There are other brothers who do that, and you can find their channels listed as links under all of my videos, and I'll give it to you with a direct approach. But on this channel, keep everything positive because knowledge is power. And if you have a business or a topic that you would like for me to discuss on YouTube or Blog Talk Radio, don't hesitate to email me. My email address is lej6521@gmail.com. Please, want feedback. I like feedback. But make sure that your comments, when you leave them in the comments section, are pithy. No bloviating or pettifogging, if you wish to opine. And that is it for this video. Till next time, my name is Leon Jones. Remember, please be gentle and respectful to each other, and have a wonderful and blessed afternoon.